A ver, porfa. Okay, well, we are in a Tambomachay, eh? What's a tambo? Or tampu? Tambo is a lodging place. Tambo is a quite a small construction or a small structure, which one is located along to the Inca Trail. Okay, for example, in a whole Inca Empire, in a whole Incan territory, we have approximately 300,000 kilometers of Inca Trail. The one of them, which one is the famous one, Inca Trail to Machu Picchu, it is a little piece. Okay? The Cusco city, as an Incan capital, was well connected through to the Inca Trail with high plateau area, which one is Bolivia basically, with Chile area, with Ecuador, and with the Amazon jungle. That was it, like a highway. Along to this trail, that was the places called a tambo, where the people, if they get dark too late, where they can find a place where they can lodge it, and they continue to the next place. At the same time, tambo is the place where the people can find the food. Remember, in Inca time, there's not the money present. Everything was changed. They are bartering, product by product. That means they can find like a store, or like a mini market in that place where they can take the food. And they give some food that they are bringing, or something that they are bringing from this area. They're bartering. That was tambo. Machay is a cave. It's a cave which on a dark place like that we saw in the last place. In that place, the translation could be the cave, the resting cave, or the lodging cave. That will be the translation. But the important one to see here is the waterfall, please. Look at the waterfall. Somebody asked me if the water is clean. Please, the water is, I think it's too clean for you. Okay, but it's a medicine. This water is drinkable water for the local people. For example, I can go over there, I can hold in my hand, I can drink the water as many quantities as I like, but nothing happens to me. But for you, it's a poison, because too clean, that's what I say. Because immediately you drink this water, you are going to the hospital. Okay, that's the water. The water is coming under this main wall, and the quantity of the water is the same quantity in a rainy season or dry season. Okay? That means that it has a very good drainage system, or drain system. Because usually in a mountains, in a rainy season it's coming more water springs. But in this season, just stop. That I say, this water is the quantity the same one. Probably the water is coming more in a rainy season, but it has a good control. That one. This is the temple of the water. The water was considered as a principal element of the life. Also this life. There is no water, there is no life. Water means life. And that's the reason. The Inca people, they saw that the water springs coming more in a rainy season, but almost stop, or some of them just stop in a dry season, June, July, August. And they're thinking, water will be happy if there is no water. Probably there is no life. And they consider it as a god. And they start to pray to the mountains, especially the glacier mountains. We have many glacier mountains here. The glacier mountains is considered as a water resource. From the mountains, the water is melting from the glaciers. That's making the life for the animals, like the pumas, fox, Andean geese, llamas, alpacas, vicuñas, and then making the green landscapes for the food. But the llamas and alpacas is fertilizing the water. This water is going into the rivers. Fertilize the water by this, what you can call the dung of the llama is a natural, is an ecological fertilizer, and this fertilizer water is going into the jungle. In this case, all the water is going into the Amazon jungle. What's growing into the Amazon jungle?
Coca leaves.
What?
Coca leaves.
Exactly. Coca leaves. The coca leaves, the main ingredient for all the ceremonies, for the medication, for everything. This fertilizer water is going into the Amazon jungle, which one permit to grow in the coca leaves, and the coca leaves is coming back again to the mountains for the offering, for the present. That's the cycle of the water. Mountains, making the life of the Andean animals, then fertilize the water going into the Amazon, especially the coca leaves, but also about the coca leaves is coming also the coca leaves, the coffee beans, the cacao beans. Okay, I mean fertilizing the whole valley. That's the cycle of the water. Okay? And the people making this waterfall where they can pray to the water as a principal element of the life. For example, in this case, this is a temple. There are many people during the June 21st or during the New Year or Christmas, they come up here to fill these little bottles with this water, and they are blessing the houses. Also, there's many people, they fill the water. There's a little bottle that we saw on the roof of the houses. One of the bottles is coming from this temple. There's a purification of the area, purification of the house. The history says that one, when something, once a year, there was a ceremony of the water. The high priest come here, took the ritual bath, the ceremonial bath. Not shampoo, not conditioner. It is just some ritual ceremonial bath in the name of the whole population. Okay? When the high priest come here to make to the ceremony, it was a guard, like any other place. This time, for example, the queens or the president, they have a very hard control, very hard guard. The same was in Inca time too. The king or the high priest has a very hard control. They have a guard, personal guard, but they are building this tower. That's the foundation of the tower. That's one. Okay? It was much higher, enough to see the Cusco city, or enough to see the next control. That was placed at the guard of the people, of the high priest, of the queen. They were coming here to do the ritual bath of the ceremonial bath. Okay? Unfortunately, the first place, and this place, Sacsayhuama or Sexy Woman, were used like as a colonial quarries in a conquest time. From this point, they moving the carved rocks into the city to build the Catholic church, the colonial building. All the 23 Catholic buildings in the city that was built by the rocks that was in this Inca temple. They moved it from the city. Okay? That was coming the erosion in the colonial time. Okay? Any question?
So what are the holes for?
Which one? The whole. Okay, the same one, the same idea. We saw in the first place, there's just the half portion. The halfway. That was that side. That was to place the ritual object, ceremonial object, or could be the mummy of his ancestors, where they can pray homage to the mummies of his ancestors. Okay? That's a ceremonial niche. Okay? Please.
So is there like a well back behind that?
The well?
Or something? Yeah.
No.
No. It
comes under here. It's coming from the underground. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard another tour guide saying that only royal people could come in here.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's the high priest or the king, royal family, nobility, basically. Yeah. Okay. Please, you can take some photos and then we go back to our bus and then we'll continue to the valley.
Say it.